All right, let's talk about something we all see every day, but maybe don't think about too much. All those different holes and connectors on the back and front of your computer. Today, we're going to demystify them. These are the ports and slots, and they are literally the gateways that let your computer talk to the outside world.
You know, it's easy to think of a computer as having a brain, right? That's the CPU, doing all the thinking. And it's got a heart, the power supply unit, pumping life into everything. But think about it. How does this body actually sense anything? How does it see, hear, or touch the world around it?
Well, the answer is actually right there in plain sight. It does it through its ports and slots. These are the computer's senses. They're its communication tools. And as you'll see, they're even its system for getting major upgrades. They're the key to everything.
So, let's start with the stuff on the outside, the ports we plug things into every single day. The best way to think about these are as the computer's hands and its eyes.
And of course, we have to start with the king of them all, the USB port. This is the computer's all-purpose set of hands. I mean, it connects to your keyboard, your mouse, flash drives, printers, your phone, you name it. It's truly the universal connector for getting things done.
But here's a pro tip. Not all of these hands are created equal, and you can often tell them apart just by their color. If you see a plain black port, that's usually the older, slower USB 2.0. It's fine for a mouse, but for big files, not so much. But if you see a port that's blue or even red, that's the good stuff. That's a super fast USB 3 port, and it'll move massive files in a fraction of the time.
And that brings us to the future, which is already here, USB-C. You'll know it by its small oval shape. And its absolute best feature? It's reversible. Finally! No more fumbling around, flipping the plug 3 times to get it in right. It just works, either way.
In fact, it's so incredibly versatile that people have started calling it the Swiss Army knife of the port world. And honestly, that's the perfect way to describe it. It's one tool that does the job of many.
So what's inside this digital Swiss Army knife? Well, one single USB-C port can handle incredibly fast data transfer. It can send out high-definition video, especially with the technology called Thunderbolt, and it can even deliver enough power to charge your entire laptop. It's quickly becoming the one port that does it all.
Okay, so we've covered the hands. Let's move on to the computer's eyes. How does it show us everything it's thinking? That's the job of the display ports. Their only purpose is to get the visual information from inside the computer out onto your screen.
Now, when it comes to seeing, you've really got 2 main choices. There's HDMI, which is the common eye. It's on pretty much every TV and monitor, and it's fantastic for general use. But if you're a serious gamer or a creative professional, you want the professional eye, and that's DisplayPort. It's the one that can handle super high resolutions and those buttery smooth high refresh rates that make everything look amazing.
Okay, we've covered the outside of the box. Now let's go on a journey inside the machine itself to see how a computer can actually grow, evolve, and learn entirely new skills.
If you look inside at the main circuit board, the motherboard, you'll see these long slots. They're called PCI slots. And the best way to think of them is as the computer's built-in system for organ transplants. This is where you can perform a kind of surgery to give your computer powerful new abilities it wasn't born with.
For instance, the most popular surgery is giving your PC a more powerful eye. You take that longest slot, the PCIX16 surgery socket, and you install a brand new organ, a powerful graphics card. The result is a massive, night-and-day improvement in its ability to see, which is absolutely essential for high-end gaming and professional design work.
But not all these transplants are so dramatic. Those smaller PCI slots are for more specialized upgrades. Think of it like giving the computer professional-grade hearing by adding a dedicated sound card, or faster reflexes with a high-speed networking card.
Now, all these new parts need access to the computer's memory and data, right? That's where SATA ports come into play. If your hard drives and SSDs are the computer's long-term memory organs, then SATA ports are the main arteries, connecting them to the rest of the body so that all that vital data can flow where it needs to go.
So, we've looked at the hands, the eyes, and even the internal upgrade system. But let's bring this all back home and talk about what this really means for you and the future of your computer.
So, why are we spending all this time on different connectors? You might be thinking, I just plug stuff in and it works.
But understanding this is about so much more than that. It matters because the collection of ports and slots on your computer fundamentally defines its potential. It dictates what it's capable of today and, more importantly, what it can become tomorrow.
Knowing this stuff is your key to future-proofing your PC. So the next time you're buying a computer, you'll know what to look for. Does it have modern ports like USB-C? Does it have enough of those fast blue USB 3 ports? Are there some empty PCIe slots inside for future upgrades? And does it have the right kind of eye, HDMI, or DisplayPort for your monitor? Answering these is how you make a really smart investment.
So let's end on this one big idea. When you choose a new computer, or even just a motherboard to build your own, you're not just picking out a skeleton. You're defining that body's entire capacity to grow and learn new skills for years to come. So go take a look at your own machine. Now that you understand its potential for growth, it makes you think, doesn't it? What's the first upgrade you'd make? What new skill will you give your computer next?